Welcome back to Katawa Shoujo. Um, last time we did the Hour of Power, in which we finally romanced it up with Lily, and this is a beautiful picture to come back to, I would think. So, yeah. After a wow, I'm already fucking up. After a chaotic dash to the station, finding our seats in the otherwise deserted carriage, we promptly crashed. Looking at the time, close to midnight, it's a little surprised that few take this particular train. Nako is fast asleep on Lily's shoulder, and I can only barely muster the energy to stay awake. The excitement we had a while ago probably didn't help. I'd probably be pretty depressed about going back to school if my brain was actually working. As it is, though, the sight of the nighttime scenery scrolling by is surprisingly beautiful. My loud yawn is nearly wholly drowned out by the clacking of the train tracks and the old carriages rattling. So tired. And whose fault is that, Hisao? She really does toe the line between insulting and amusing sometimes. Though I managed to wring out a weary smile. I look back out the window, my reflection just visible in the clear pane. Truth be told, she's perfectly correct. If it weren't for that little interlude a few hours ago, both of us would have a lot more energy. On top of that, we both had to take another bath, nearly making us late for the train's departure. Yeah, it was mine. Still getting into a bath with a guy is a dangerous thing to do. Evidently. Sorry, I guess I kinda took advantage of the situation back there. Well, I didn't exactly hate it. As she trails off, I look back to her. Her eyes narrow as I see her slightly reddened cheeks and small grin, her mind obviously elsewhere. Say it. I knew the possibility of it happening was there. I knew it. You're just as dirty-minded as I am. She quickly coughs into her free hand, making her disapproval crystal clear. That's a rather crude way of putting it. Oh, and you would suggest I merely have a healthy adolescent sex drive. So in other words, dirty-minded. Almost seeming to sense the moment, Hanako mumbles quietly as she furrows her brow in Lily's lap. Lily look of disapproval melts away as she gently smiles and strokes her hand in Hanako's long dark hair. All I can do is watch and smile. If someone were to ask me when I fell in love with her, I wouldn't be able to answer. The best I'd be able to come up with is, it just happened at some point, but I didn't realize it. Son of a bitch. Oh, they're mowing the lawn. That's great. It's been like day 3 of mowing lawn, and now they're doing it right behind my apartment building. Ow! Great. Well, luckily this mic doesn't pick up too much, so... Oh... Wow, you crashed into something. Oh, I can see where it chipped off part! I think... Oh, I don't know why. Okay, anyways. If someone were to oh, it just happened at some point, and I didn't realize it. If someone were to ask me why I love her, though, I could answer much more easily. You really love Hanako, don't you? She gives a deep nod, smiling warmly. It's a pity we have to return to school. She seemed to relax so much while we were all away. Talk about Hanako. I wouldn't worry, Hanako's been gaining confidence thanks to you, at least for as long as I've known you two. She gives herself a deep, deprecating sigh. I think I merely provided her with company and support. Since she came to know you, she's opened up much more, even to me. I get the feeling she's understating her influence on Hanako, especially given that before the two came to know each other, Hanako had no friends to speak of. The friends I'd had in my previous school fulfilled what I'd have expected of them, for the most part simply being there for idle chat. But in Hanako and Lily, there really feels to be more to their relationship. Part of me envies it, but another can't ignore the fact that the school year will eventually end. After graduation, I really have no idea what Hanako will do. This trip has shown me just how much we'll all come to depend on one another. Fuck you. Oh. I'll be right back. So I didn't hear it so much in the recording. It's only getting closer to my building, though. So I honestly don't know. Really wish they would have done this a couple days ago when, they were supposed to. But anyways, indeed, we're all going to have to make decisions. Maybe that's the reason why, despite our return to school also heralding a return to normalcy of everyday life, I can't help feeling a little restless. On the bright side, it won't take long for the summer holidays to arrive after our exams are finished. We could come back here during the summer holidays if you want. For a moment, she thinks on the notion, her face becoming somewhat distant. I can only guess she's reflecting on all that's happened here. That would be good, I think. I nod approvingly, smiling at her. Summer together with Lily. This idea seems like the perfect way to spend our holiday. Ooh, Act 4? Aye, Act 4. Future. After the excitement of our trip to Hokkaido, it seems strange to be right back to the usual daily routine so soon. Indeed, it feels like a normal day, the same as any other. Well, that's what I'd like to think anyway. To tell the truth, the atmosphere of the entire class, no, the entire school has changed. While an undercurrent of subdued trepidation had previously pervaded the class, now that the exams are in sight, it's boiled over into frantic studying rarely seen otherwise. One day until exams start. It's horrific, really, that instead of studying, we went and wasted our time up north. We were such model students, too. Glancing around the class, even the bubbly, ever-energetic Misha seems oddly deflated. She sits at her desk, nervously chewing a pen, while Mattel lectures from the front of the class. Wait, on closer inspection, I believe she's eating it. Tearing my eyes from the sorry spectacle, I turn my attention elsewhere. Hanako sits frantically scribbling in her notebook, her face mere inches away from the page, seemingly trying to record every word that leaves Matao's mouth. Shizune's... Alright, let's try this. Shizune. Cool as a cucumber, she sits diligently taking notes with her attention wholly focused on the front of the class. Truth be told, it's what I should be doing as well. It's not for the fact that I feel like I have a pretty good handle on what's being covered already. Okay. Wonder how Lily's doing. While she does have a good head on her class, she has plenty on her plate. Unlike me, her class representation duty, taking care of Hanako, her other social contracts, her extra English studies, that girl really does take on a lot. The lunchtime bell brings a sigh of relief from the entire class, Matao being no exception. I get the feeling he much prefers the more laid-back atmosphere of his normal class to the frantic pace of exam preparations we're subjugated to right now. Hichan, help me. I lower my eyelids to half-mast, making clear of my intention of doing quite the opposite. You're killing me, sir. I really hope that doesn't show up that bad in the recording. It's pretty damn loud, though. Louder than me, so I apologize. I lower my eyelids half-mast. Oh, yeah, I already did that. Opposite. Help me, help me, help me. Not going well? Hichan's going to be fine, but I think I might die. Am I going to die, Hichan? Will you let me die from all this work? How maudlin. Given that she's neither the brightest student in the class nor the most diligent, it isn't a great surprise that she's finding it hard to cope with the workload. Sorry, Misha, but I got my own work to do. I thought you and Shizune would be studying together over the long weekend anyway. Studying's too boring to waste on a holiday on Hichan. Shopping together was much more fun, wasn't it, Hichan? It's only now that I realize Shizune's been looking over to us and that Misha's arms have been moving likely all this time. I must be really zoned out not to have noticed. What is it with girls and shopping anyway? Even Lily and Hanako have dragged me out with them a couple of times. But you went anyway. It's so rare to see a guy that likes going shopping. And I'll be right back. Never mind! I was doing the cut because I thought he was going to be right outside my window. I should probably just wait till he's done. But I'm already here. Is he... What? I don't even know how he's cutting anymore. He's like just zooming around. He's not even like, line. Go to the other end. Line back. He has a nice mower too. But you went anyway. It's so rare to see a guy that likes going shopping. Well, my role would probably be best described as pack mule. I can't say I share your enthusiasm about the experience. Back to the exams. You studied after you got back from the days off, didn't you, Shizune? Of course, Chan. It's only sensible to study in the days before. Urgh. Misha makes a sound vaguely similar to a dying cow as she realizes her folly, and unceremoniously flops onto her desk, betrayed even by her best friend. Judging from Shizune's quite frustrated look at Misha, she probably told her to study as she did. Don't worry, you can still gain some marks if you start studying now. Maybe. Misha does not seem overly amused. It seems the bubbly balloon of everlasting cheerfulness has been cruelly popped. Shizune's signing goes unnoticed by the moping Misha, earning her a quick poke in the shoulder. It takes barely a moment for Misha to get back to form. Oh, so what did you do over the weekend, Hichan? Just took a trip up north with Lily and Hanako. It was pretty nice. I see both of them narrowing their eyes at me, their minds surely in the gutter. The fact that their suspicions are founded makes the situation all more awkward. We just studied and went sightseeing. There's nothing more to it. After such a flagrant lie, I realize that it may not have been the best step considering Shizune's connections and her total lack of restraint when it comes to questioning someone she suspects of telling untruths. I really have no idea of how she's going to take it, but she'll find out eventually anyway. It isn't as if it's really her business whom I date in any case. And yes, Lily and I are going out now. While Misha receives the news with an enthusiastic smile, Shizune gives a look of mild surprise, somewhat masked by her cool demeanor. Whoever you date is your business. I hope you two go well together. Misha gives a look that says this is the most quarter I could possibly receive on the matter. It's all I wanted, really. After she says this, though, Shizune begins to sign something else, then stops herself and shakes her head at Misha to prevent her from translating. Normally, I'd think this strange enough, but the awkwardly casual wave Shizune gives before walking off with Misha in tow adds to my confusion. Shizune's hardly the kind of person to pull a punch or communicate without forethought. I shrug my shoulder at the duo's odd behavior and look towards Hanako's desk, but see that her chair is empty. She was definitely here before, so I guess she just didn't feel like waiting. I'll go grab some food alone then. Walking down the hallway to the unused room that's become a second home to 3 students in particular, I mournfully look down at the plastic-wrapped salad roll and juice box in my hand. The cafeteria's food really is unappetizing. Maybe I'll consider this my penance for my recent indiscretions. Opening the door, I notice one less quiet figure than I'd expected. It's strange, despite having— oh no, not another sex scene, please. Our power had enough of those. Despite having known Lily for months, I can't help thinking back to the first time I opened the door and saw her silently sitting in the sunlight. Just as she did then, she slowly opened her eyes, unmoving as they are, and calmly addresses me. Good morning, Hisao. It's afternoon, I think. Has Hanako been around? She skittered out of class without me even noticing. Lily cradles her cheek thoughtfully as I take a seat, my bag taking its place against the closest leg of the table, my unsatisfying meal neatly set out in front of me. She did appear, for a time. She said she had to study for the upcoming exams and left for the library. We find ourselves not entirely believing her words. Well, at least her intentions are in the right place. She is sweet, but she needn't go this far to let us have our space. I might talk to her about it sometime. Probably for the best. For a while we quietly eat our meals, Lily elegantly nibbling on her sandwiches and sipping her tea, as I eat with what tastes like a garden sandwiched in a dry dough. The atmosphere feels slightly unstrained, neither of us knowing quite what to say to each other now that our small talk has dried up. Eventually we both finish our food, with no conversation forthcoming for quite some time. Eventually, though, Lily's soft voice breaks the silence. A lot happened back there, didn't it? Again, silence. With both our minds on the same topic, though, I think I have my feelings on what that sort of— okay. Though, I think I have my feelings on sorted out. Okay, whatever. I know everything happened in kind of a hurry, but I don't regret anything that happened in Hokkaido. Not one thing. Hisao?